In the ancient world, no name inspired more awe or more fear than Achilles, a warrior of unmatched strength, born of a mortal father and a sea goddess mother, a man blessed with near invincibility, and yet cursed with a destiny he could never outrun. This is the tragic legend of Achilles, the greatest warrior who could conquer armies, but not his own fate. His story begins before he could walk, in a world where gods mingled with mortals. Achilles was the son of Thetis, a powerful sea nymph, and King Peleus of Phthia. Thetis foresaw a prophecy. Her son would become the greatest warrior who ever lived, but his life would be painfully short. Legend says she dipped him into the river Styx to make him invulnerable. But in holding him by the heel, she left the one place untouched by immortality, the weakness that would one day shape his fate. To prepare Achilles for the destiny ahead, Thetis took him to Mount Pelion. There he was trained by Chiron, the wisest of all centaurs. Chiron taught him the art of war, the secrets of medicine, the discipline of a leader, and the instincts of a hunter. By the time he became a man, Achilles wasn't merely skilled. He was unstoppable. But destiny has a way of finding its target. When the Trojan War loomed, a new prophecy emerged. The Greeks could not win without Achilles. Thetis, desperate to protect her son, hid him among the daughters of King Lycomedes, disguised as a woman. But Achilles was born for the battlefield. Odysseus eventually uncovered him, not with force, but with strategy. He played war trumpets and laid out weapons among jewelry. Achilles grabbed a sword, revealing who he truly was. Fate had found him. Achilles didn't just join the Greek army, he transformed it. His presence electrified the battlefield. The Trojans had many champions, but none like him. He slaughtered enemies with impossible speed. He outran chariots. He fought with such fury that even the gods watched with unease. To the Greeks, Achilles was hope. To the Trojans, he was a nightmare. Yet Achilles' greatest strength wasn't his skill, it was his pride. When King Agamemnon dishonored him by taking his war prize, Achilles withdrew from battle. The Greeks begged him to return, but he refused. Without Achilles, the Greeks suffered devastating losses. Troy surged in power, and Achilles sat at the shoreline, knowing that the war's fate rested on his shoulders. His pride became the Greeks' downfall, until tragedy struck. Achilles' closest companion, some say friend, others say brother in arms, could no longer watch the Greeks fall. Patroclus donned Achilles' armor and led the soldiers into battle. His courage pushed the Trojans back, but wearing Achilles' armor made him a target. Hector, the greatest Trojan hero, slew Patroclus, believing he had killed Achilles himself. When Achilles learned the truth, the world changed. His grief turned to rage, a rage so fierce it shook the entire Greek camp. Achilles rejoined the war with divine fury. He no longer fought for honor, or fame, or victory. He fought for vengeance. No warrior could stop him. No army could slow him. Even the gods hesitated to cross his path. Achilles carved a path straight to Hector, the man who killed Patroclus. Their duel became the defining moment of the war. And when Hector fell, Troy felt the shadow of its doom. With Hector dead, the Trojans lost their greatest shield. Achilles desecrated Hector's body, dragging it behind his chariot, a shocking act that revealed how deeply grief had consumed him. But death surrounds those who burn too brightly. Even the gods whispered that Achilles' time was near. The end of Achilles came not from a mighty warrior, but from a well-placed arrow. Some say it was Paris, guided by the god Apollo. Others say it was fate fulfilling its promise. The arrow struck the only vulnerable part of Achilles' body, his heel. The invincible warrior fell, not to strength, not to skill, but to prophecy. And so ended the life of the greatest warrior of the ancient world. Achilles won countless battles, but he could never defeat time. He died young, exactly as foretold, but his name never faded. For 3,000 years, poets, kings, warriors, and scholars have retold his story. Not because he was perfect, not because he was noble, but because he represents something universal, the struggle between destiny and desire, between greatness and mortality, between who we are and who we were meant to become. Achilles was the greatest warrior who ever lived, and yet the one man who could not outrun his fate. His story reminds us that heroism is not immortality, but the mark we leave behind. If you enjoyed this journey into ancient legends, subscribe for more stories of heroes, myths, and forgotten histories. The past still speaks, and we are here to listen.